Dr. Martin MacNeill's beauty queen wife found dead in the bathtub by their 6-year-old daughter. Her description of her mom in the tub much different than her dad's. Which one will the jury believe at his murder trial?
There was a knock on my front door, and I could tell it was a kid's knock because we get a lot of kid knocks, but we were in the front room, so I went to the front door, and it was Ada, and she just said, "My dad needs some help."
Did the doctor try to save his beauty queen wife? That's our bold question for our in-studio jury. We will have a verdict by the end of the program. Welcome to the HLNTV.com evidence room. We've got the After Dark prosecution on this side, the After Dark defense on the other side. And what I want to begin with are these eyewitnesses, these neighbors who came over. Let's begin with Christy Daniels and take a listen to her testimony.
I saw that Michelle was in the tub and Martin was over the tub, so I knew that something obviously urgent needed to happen. She's kind of slumped in the tub with her knees. What I remember is Michelle had a long black sleeve shirt on, no bottoms. I didn't think that Martin could get her out of the tub, and I couldn't get her out by myself. I went back to get my phone from my house to call Doug because he was in the neighborhood. I had Angie come back over with me. We had run in and then went back here because Martin was still here. Doug went straight to her legs, and they lifted her out of the tub and put her on the floor. And I said, "I know CPR, I'll do the compressions if you want to do the mouth to mouth." And so we started that. And I just did one round of compressions, and Doug said, "I can do that, you go out and wait for the ambulance." So I hopped over Michelle and went out the front door and waited for the ambulance.
That is totally plausible. That entire scenario is completely plausible and completely supports the doctor's story.
How?
Because she said that the doctor that she didn't think the doctor could get the weight out, could actually pull her out.
But why not even try? Why not even ask?
And I think she was.
Wife dead almost in the bathtub. Why not even say, "Let's try and pull her out"? And he hasn't done one thing to even attempt to pull that body out.
But they tried. She actually realized she couldn't do it, and she left to get help, and also to refute Miss Nancy Grace. The woman said that she began compressions and pressed on the woman's body. So we're clear now.
No, but he said on the 911 call that he was doing CPR on her already.
And he also said that she fell into the bathtub, and that is not the position you end up in. If you fall into the bathtub, you don't end up on your back with your face forward like that.
All right, there's another neighbor that shows up, Angie Aguilar. Let's take a listen to what she said.
I would say that her head was pretty good and slumped, maybe just a small portion of it above the rim, very small, and I didn't see any legs or arms or anything out, just in the tub.
While you're entering the bathroom, where was Martin?
At the head of the tub.
Do you remember how Michelle was dressed?
Yes. She had a white shirt, undershirt on, and nothing else. She had nothing else on. I covered her, though. I covered her long ways from the waist down. It was a large towel. Doug had followed, Christy's husband had followed us almost directly in. He was there almost immediately, so I moved to the back because he was going to help get her legs fluid out of the way. Doug came in, obscured my view. They pulled her out, and whatever was going on, I had people in front of me. Christy did the compressions.
Did Doug ever
Yes, after Christy left to wait for the ambulance.
Okay. And what was Martin doing at this point?
I think he was blowing in her nose, or blowing in her mouth.
Did you ever see any of that mucus that was on her face get onto Martin?
No. One statement was, I think there were 3 "oh my gods" and a "she shouldn't have done this."
All right, before the lawyers jump at this, anything from the jury, Lynn?
Well, one of our jurors has a question. Marcia, what were you wondering about?
Was the water warm or cold?
Going to whether or not she was in there for a long period of time or if she had just been in there and she had drawn a bath. Was the water warm or cold?
Here's the problem with the water. It was drained by Dr. MacNeill, so when everyone responds, the water is gone.
Yeah. Which goes to show you that Dr. MacNeill was trying to save his wife.
Exactly.
Also, you have to consider the fact that neighbor came in there, and when I said overwhelmed in a one-word thing, it shows you how overwhelmed she was because she didn't move her body. She covered this woman's legs. This woman's dying.
Right.
Why would you try to cover her legs up?
Every one of those neighbors did something when they got in that room, and they said, you know, we thought that Dr. MacNeill was doing something, but as they really thought about it, we're not sure if he was actually blowing into her mouth. He was never really trying to pull her out of that bathtub. He looked busy, but he really wasn't busy.